Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. Gotta give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shah. The Most High, the Heavenly Father, his Hebrew name is Yahweh, not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not God, not Elohim, not Most High, not Lord, not Yah, not Jah, not Ahaya, not Allah. It's Yahweh. And his only begotten son name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shah. Not Yahshua, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos, not Jesus Christ. Not Sarapas, Christos, not Yeshaya, not Yehoshua. It's Yahweh Shah. So we got to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rekah, Kodash. The honors to the apostles and the bishop and elders of great millstone, who well, who teach well. Well, the apostles and elders of all of Israel, ready concepted or not. And a sincere salutation to all the ark pushing his truth and believing his truth. To the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hopeful elect. Shalom to the Alpha who are listening and learning. If you sisters who are listening and learning. Messiah from Jim Messalano count coming at you nonetheless in the true facts, faith, and edification. Another day of edification, Lord willing to be edifying. So I titled this lesson, All Al Katil, people of the book. And this is a term from these Arabs, All Al Katil, which means people of the book. I did this lesson a few years ago. Me and the head brother of the camp did a lesson on this. Because this is what Ishmael called the Hebrew Israelites. It's a term, Al Katil, known as people of the book. So I just want to make some points from a couple of different angles dealing with Esau, Edom, Ishmael, and dealing with I guess he would be a so-called Egyptian, this Egyptian president, the second president of Egypt, right? Which he might be I don't know, he could be a Hamite, whatever, he could be between Elam and Ishmael, who knows? But what he had said, right, about how the Jews left Israel black and came back white. So there's a couple points I want to make. Because we know when you read the scriptures, hey, these scriptures is foolproof, man. When you read these scriptures, we know for a fact that these devils is in the land of Israel. And that's according to prophecy, man. Okay, prophecy say that Esau, Edom will be in the land of Israel when the Messiah returned, man. Okay? So I got a couple of articles I'm going to read. I got a little video clip I'm going to play. Then I'm going to get a couple precepts. Lord willing, don't be too long. Lord willing. So first, this is copyright disclaimer on Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing non-profit education or personal use tips to balance in favor of fair use. So this is me and the brother did a lesson on this about 3 years ago. All Al Katil, which is people of the book, which is this is what Ishmael called the Hebrew Israelites, peoples of the book. So let me get this. The camera look a little blurry. So let me get this. Pull this up first. This is right here. So here's the word Salafi. So here's the word all Katil, right? Which means Arabic, people of the book. This was Ishmael. And the reason I pulled this up, we did a lesson on this about 3 years ago. I did. And this is what they call the Hebrew Israelites. So it's In Islamic thought, those religionists, Jews and Christians, it's a in Zerodianists, Derosianists, Derosianin, the Rostians, Salaki, the Rostians, as well as the imprecisely divine group referred to Sabians, who are who are possessors of divine books, i.e., the Torah, the Gospel, and the Avesta. As distinguished from those whose religion are not based on divine revelations. So they goes into the Prophet Muhammad gave many privileges to all Ab Khatib that are not to be extended to heathens. All Al Khatib are granted freedom of worship. Thus, during the early Muslim conquest, Jews and Christians were not forced to convert to Islam and had only to pay a special tax for their exemption from military service. Muslim authorities are responsible for the protection and well-being of all Al Khatib, for according to saying of the Prophet, he who wrongs a Jew or a Christian will have myself, the Prophet, as his indictor on the day of judgment. After Muhammad's death, his successors sent strict instructions to their generals and provincials, governors, not to interfere with all Ab Khatib in their worship and to treat them, to treat them with full respect. So this is the title they use. They say Jews and Christians, right? Now when you go to real quick in Acts, this is Acts 11:26. It reads Acts 11:25. It reads, Then departed Barnabas to Tarshish for to seek Saul. And when he had found him, they brought him unto Antioch, and it came to pass that a whole year they assembled themselves with the church and taught much people, and the disciples were called Christians first in Antioch. So we know this is talking about Israelites, man, the people of the book. Okay? Because Christian is a new speak term, man. The disciples, the correct name in the Hebrew is Hamashiachim, meaning followers of the anointed. So let me get this other one. Now, I'm just hitting this from different angles because these devils with this whole anti, right? It's anti-garbage. So let me get this. Now in the book of Quran, right? Oh, my camera is real dingy. In the book of Quran, you get this. These are the different translations. So first is this, right? This is in the book of this is in the Quran on page 2, verse 122. It say, O children of Israel, remember my favors upon you and how I have honored you above the others. Now we know this is in Deuteronomy 76, Deuteronomy 14:2, right? Let me get this other one. This is in the Quran, man, about how the Lord had favor with the children of Israel. So let me get this other one here. Now here are the different translations that I pulled up. In the Quran, right? It say, those to whom we have sent down the book, right? The people of the book are Israelites. We know this. It say those. Now remember, you got to think Ishmael was the first son of Abraham, man, right? So I'm using points from Ishmael and from Edom. It say those to whom we have sent down the book and who read it as it should be read believe in it truly, but those who deny it will be losers. It say, O children of Israel, remember my favor that I bestowed upon you. You can read Deuteronomy chapter 4, right? 1 through 8. It say, by choosing prophets and messengers from among you. Hold on. The Lord said by choosing prophets and messengers from among you. When you go to Isaiah 54, right? And 17 reads this. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of Yahweh, and their righteousness is of me, saith the Lord. The prophets, the servants are Israelites, man. Right? Amos 3 and 7. It say, O children of Israel, remember my favor that I bestowed upon you by choosing prophets and messengers from among you, and granted you a great kingdom, and by giving you a book and guiding you to the straight path, and that I once exalted you above the peoples. Deuteronomy 7 and 6, Deuteronomy 14 and 2, right? Joel 2 and 27, Amos 3 and 1 and 2, Psalms, right? With that Psalm 147, 19 and 20. And this is in the Quran, man. Let's get the other translation right here. It say, they mostly say the same. O children of Israel, remember my favor which I conferred upon you, and that I exalted you above all your contemporaries. O children of Israel, remember those blessings of mine with which I graced you, and how I favored you above all other people. Now this is from Ishmael and them, man. This is from Islam. O children of Israel, remember my favor, wherewith it said, wherewith favored you, and that I preferred you over the world. You see? Just come back. Now, in this article, Pascal Ball went into this years ago, which I've been using it a lot. It's titled The Master Plan. The Master Plan of the Illuminati, of the Illuminated Rothschilds. The Master Plan of the Illuminated Rothschilds, right? So in here, when you go down to this part, it say, and this whole article is good. Right here, I want to make this point. Now, this we dealing with Ishmael and Edom. Ishmael being our uncle, okay, our forefather Isaac's oldest brother, right? Then you had Isaac had two sons, Esau and Jacob, right? Esau being him coming out first, being our uncle, right? It say this is so Isaac's oldest brother was Ishmael. Ishmael say that Israel is the people of the book. And in their own book, it talks about Israel being the chosen. Now here is Esau, Edom, because these devils know who we are, man. And we keep telling you that. So, but these guys are paid off. See, once you get that bag from Esau, you can't say nothing, man. Or they'll take the bag. And you know how Jake is. Once Jake get introduced to that bag, Esau, hey, get ready to pull that carrot away from because when they put that bag in front, all you doing is you running a rat race, man. It's like you a greyhound on the track chasing a rabbit, man. Esau put that bag in front of you. You either gonna shut up or they'll take it away, or you'll get done in. So it say, can you be more specific as to the role the Rothschilds play in all of this? It say, well, most people who are into conspiracy know that the Rothschilds are the most powerful family in the world.
Oppenheimers as well. It say, but you really don't hear about the details in relating to how they have set themselves up to be the king of the Jews and to usher in the Antichrist, which is off because Antichrist is many, but they heading this because they are these is the physical counterparts on earth that plays out the wicked deeds of Satan. So it was the Rothschilds who financially backed the nation of Israel so they could eventually set up the throne for the Antichrist in Jerusalem through the Balfour Declaration. And yet, during World War II, their money and resources were used to kill millions of Jews, but these were seen as the expendable Jews from the house of Jacob, which they wasn't. Those was Edomites. Okay, those was Edomites that they killed. Man, it's a remember these guys have the audacity to use the Bible as a blueprint to take over the world. Let me give you some background information. On one level, the Rothschilds secretly called themselves the House of David from the tribe of Judah. Now, Rothschild, translated from German to English, means red shield, which is red child. It say during biblical times, the Edomites' fortress was the red rocks of Petra. Esau, the twin brother of Jacob, was described as red and hairy. So this, so this information fits perfectly with what survivors have been telling me that on a deeper level, the Rothschilds are also claiming to be descendants of Esau and thus are really from the house or tribe of Esau. And they know this. What they are trying to do is to get the birthright back from the house of Jacob, who are the real Jews. And they know this. They know this. So here it is in this article that they telling you that Hebrew Israelites are the house of Jacob, and that the Edomite, the so-called white man, is from the house of Esau. They know this. Now, this is two different articles coming from our our forefather Isaac's brother Ishmael, who called us peoples of the book, all al Katil. He got it from Esau right here. It say, however, again it say, what they are trying to do is get the birthright back from the house of Jacob, who are the real Jews. However, the book of Obadiah talks about the destruction of the Edomites in the last days. So this leads us to another interesting point in Revelation 3 and 9. It says, behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet. Then I asked the question, who is the synagogue of Satan? The only logical conclusion I come up with is the Illuminati Rothschilds. And this whole article was fire, man. So let's get this. And the scriptures say these devils said that they want to control the ancient high places, which I'm going to read in Ezekiel 36, man. So let me get this. Now, this is a clip that's on Google from this guy. What's this guy name is? Nassar, right? The Jews left black and came back white, right? This guy here, Nassar. Matter of fact, let me scroll down real quick right here. It say Gamal Abdel Nasser, that was the second president of Egypt in 1956, right? He mentioned he said Abdel went on television and radio in the 50s and stated to the Ashkenazi, you have left black and returned white. You are impostors and shall never see peace. He was speaking about the European Jews. This comes from the book, How the Hebrews Became Jews by whoever that is. So let's play this clip. Now the clip is in I think in Iranian or Arabic or whatever, so you gotta just watch the words. So check this out.
صهیونیست ها از کجا آمده‌اند؟ آلمان ها مدعی بودند که نژاد برتر هستند. ایتالیایی ها به گذشته رومی خود می اندیشیدند و خود را نژاد برتر می نامیدند و یونانی ها هم به همین شکل در گذشته های خود غوطه‌ور بودند. سرب ها با همین نژاد پرستی آتش جنگ جهانی اول را در مونتنگرو مشتعل کردند و یهودی های تندرو نیز مدعی شدند نژاد برتری هستند که خداوند آنها را برگزیده است. همه اقوام قبلی قطع زمینی برای خود داشتند تا ادعا کنند قوم آنها در این قطع.
Now you see what they just called Esau? They just called them the extremist Jews. Right here it say, I'm gonna go back. Right here. See this? The extremist Jews also claimed that they were a supreme race chosen by God. Now, here is Ishmael calling them, or Elam calling them extremist Jews, man. It's talking about Esau.
خداوند آنها را برگزیده است. همه اقوام قبلی قطع زمینی برای خود داشتند تا ادعا کنند قوم آنها در این قطع زمین نوز گرفتند و اما یهودیان افراطی که به دلیل جریانهای رقیب نژادی در اقلیت قرار گرفته بودند مجبور بودند ادعا کنند که قطع زمین آنها جایی در شرق دنیاست. نکته جالب این که اولاً ساکنان اصلی فلسطین کنعانی هستند که اجداد همین مردم فلسطینند و نام فلسطین نام دیگری از قوم کنعان است. دوم اینکه یهودیان قبایلی بودند که از مصر به سوی ارض کنعان.
Look, you see? He said, second, the Jews were the tribes that migrated from Egypt to the land of Canaan or Palestine. You see? It's great facts. Why? Because it's in the scriptures first, man.
یعنی فلسطین حرکت کردند و سپس در کنار این قوم به زندگی پرداختند و سوم این که طبق روال معمول همه ملت‌ها در طول سالیان متمادی اقوام در یکدیگر حل می‌شوند. به ویژه آنکه دو انقلاب بزرگ دینی در ارض کنعان یا فلسطین روی داد. نخست مسیحیت و دوم اسلام. چگونه ممکن است که همه اقوام ساکن فلسطین همگی مسیحی و سپس مسلمان شده باشند اما یهودیان خود را از این همه تحولات که اتفاقاً میان اقشار عادی
It say the one that were converted, right? Hold on. It said the Jews were the only ones who were not affected by these changes. Everybody else converted.
این همه تحولات که اتفاقاً میان اقشار عادی مردم روی داده بود برکنار بدانند و از آن تأثیری نپذیرفته باشند. استدلال صهیونیست ها قبل از اینکه استدلال باشد یک شوخی است. آنها به اخراج اجباری یهودیان از ارض کنعان در تقریباً 3000 سال قبل اشاره می کنند که اصولاً تاریخ آن را به شکل کاملا مبهم و تنها با استناد به متون یهودی به خاطر می آورد. مهمتر این که اولا همه یهودیان توسط بخت و نصر کوچانده نشده بودند.
See this? See what he just said? It say, moreover, not all the Jews were exiled by Nebuchadnezzar. There wasn't no Edomites in the Babylonian Empire, man. When Judah, Benjamin, and Levi was there, man.
اولا همه یهودیان توسط بخت و نصر کوچانده نشده بودند. دوم، کوچ اجباری آنها به دلیل اعتراض کنعانیان یعنی صاحبان اصلی فلسطین بود. سوم که همه تحولات مذهبی، سیاسی و اجتماعی مهم مانند ظهور مسیحیت و اسلام بین 500 تا 1000 سال پس از این رویداد اتفاق افتاد. قرائن و شواهد نشان می‌دهد مهاجرت به غرب اصولاً توسط یهودیان صورت نگرفته است و یهودیان غربی یا اشکنازی‌ها در اصل فرزندان اقوام یهودی شده.
Oh, you see it? He said, and that the Western Ashkenazi Jews are the descendants of the people who converted to Judaism, which was the Edomites that was converted by John Hyrcanus, man. We already know this.
دی مانند خضرها هستند که در قفقاز و شرق
Such as the Khazars who lived in the Caucasus and in Eastern Europe. Revelations 20, right? What it say? Caucasus Mountain, okay? Over there in Georgia, Russia. It say Revelations 20. And that's why these devils don't want to deal with this Bible, man. They don't want to deal with this truth because they can't. It's Revelations 20 and 7 it reads. And when 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison, which is Europe, and shall go out to the sea of the nations, which are in the four quarters of the earth. Gog and Magog to gather them to battle. And that's why Russia is being stirred up right now. Because they are stirring up that bell, man. They poking at that bell. You see? Them devils came out of the Caucasus Mountain, man. We know who you are. It said in the scriptures first, man. In Job 30. And as the apostles going into Saturday, as everybody, brother, elder been going into, Shem had 5 sons, man. 5 sons. Okay? The Chinese and Japanese, hey, they Shemites too, man. Okay? We all came out of the Shemites, all came out of Shem, man. Shem had 5 sons who had a lot of kids, man. What's wrong with these people? And Jake, slow belly is bugged out, man. But it's okay. This is only for those that's in the know, man. But we know.
اروپا
You see,
زندگی
when you under government and industry contracts, you can't speak your mind, man. You can't speak freely. That's why I tell you in John 8 and 32, man. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free, man. See, they can't do that. Kanye can't go out there to the highways and hedges and do that. He'll be broke. None of them can. And you got these guys like Carmelo Anthony and these different guys, Fantasia. Hey, they say, oh yeah, we the people, we the they ain't finna come out and they ain't finna come out and say it.
می کردند و تنها سفردیمها یا یهودیان شرقی ساکن ایران و بلاد عربی می توانند ادعا کنند که روزگاری در فلسطین زندگی می کردند.
You see? Now here it is. You got heathens. Oh, was that last year? I think it was last year. It was either beginning of this year or the ending of last year, man. We had a guy that came up to camp and said he said that it was Elon. Elon came to camp and said that his grandfather, it was either his grandfather or his great grandfather, used to tell him that the peoples in America, Negroes and Latinos, are the Hebrew Israelites, man. Elon Mike came up, and the brothers will tell you, man. Elon Mike came to camp, I think it was last year, and he said his great grandfather, either his grandfather, used to tell him stories of how Negroes and Latinos and Native Americans in America are the Hebrew Israelites, man. Elon Mike came to camp and told us this, man. This is the word Hebrew, and it says Hebrew,
Hebrew,
a member of an ancient people. That's what Hebrew means. Ancient people living in what is now Israel and Palestine, and according to biblical tradition, descended from the patriarch Jacob, grandson of Abraham, after the Exodus, 1300 BC. They established the kingdoms of Israel and Judah, and their scriptures, and who? And their scriptures and traditions form the basic of the Jewish religion. The Shemitic language of the Hebrews in its ancient or modern form. Okay? Ancient people. This is Psalms. What is that? 74, I think it is. Psalm 74 and 2 it reads, Remember thy congregation which thou hast purchased of old, the rod of thine inheritance, which thou hast redeemed, this Mount Zion wherein thou hast dwelt. So let me get this. Now this is Psalms. This is Psalms 79 and 1. It reads, O power, the heathen are coming to thine inheritance. Thy holy temple have they defiled. They have laid Jerusalem on heap. Right? They laid Jerusalem on heaps. Right? So let me get this. When you go to verse 7 it say, For they have devoured Jacob and laid waste his dwelling place. Where is Jacob's dwelling place? Israel. Jacob's name was changed to Israel, right? Let's get this. In Psalms 137, in verse 7 it reads, Remember, O Yahweh, the children of Edom, in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof, right? Meaning take it down, destroy it, take it down, bring it down, right? Remember, O Yahweh, the children of Edom, in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof, right? Now, going back to Psalm, let me show you something. Going back to Psalm 74, listen to this. This is Psalm 74 and 3. Lift up thy feet, lift up thy feet upon the perpetual desolation, even all that the enemy have done wickedly in thy sanctuary. Thy enemies roar in the midst of thy congregation. They set up their ensigns for signs, right? They call it after their own names, right? Listen, verse 7, they have cast fire in thy sanctuary. They have defiled, they said they have defiled by casting down the dwelling place of thy name to the ground, right? They said in their hearts, let us destroy them together. They have burned up all the synagogues of God in the land, right? In the land. Now hold on. When you go to First Ezra 1, remember it said in Psalm 137, Edom said, raise it, even to the foundation. This is First Ezra 4 and 45. Thou also hast vowed to build up the temple which the Edomites burned when Judea was made desolate by the Chaldeans. So in Psalms 137, who is this? Psalm 137 and 7. Oh Yahweh, remember, O Yahweh, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. So who is Edom saying, raise it to? To the Babylonians. First Ezra 4 and 45, it reads, Thou hast also vowed to build up the temple, which the Edomites burned down when Judea was made desolate by the Chaldeans. Let's get another one to back up the backup of the original precept. Obadiah 1 and 10, For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. In the day that thou stoodest on the other side of what? Watching the Babylonians take us down. In the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates, entered into Jerusalem, and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou was as one of them. But thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother in the day that he became a stranger, neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction, neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of his distress. Thou shouldest not have entered into the gates of my people, because they went in too in the day of their calamity, yet thou shouldest not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. Neither shouldest thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape. Neither shouldest thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress. You see, for the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen, as thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thy own head. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they have not been. So, seeing from Psalm 137, right, verse 7, to Ezra chapter 1, verse 45, Obadiah 1:10 through 16, these devils was there. Now it said in Psalms 79 and 1, again it reads, O power, the heathen are come into thine inheritance, thy holy temple have they defiled, they have laid Jerusalem on heaps. Who? We know the Babylonians did it. Edom did it too, man. Okay? They went harder. Hey, Edom saw how Babylon did it, how the Babylonians did it, and they did it worse, man. Okay, but it was the Lord. Now this is, let's get this in Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 7. It reads, "Your country is desolate; your cities are burned with fire. Your land, strangers devour it in your presence, and it is desolate as overthrown by strangers." Who in the land right now? This is Ezekiel 7. I'm going to start at verse 20. It reads, they say, as for the beauty of his ornament, he set it in majesty, but they made the images of the abominations and of the detestable things therein. Therefore have I set it far from them. This is what we did. It said, but they made the image of their abominations. This is what Israel did, Judah, Benjamin, and Israel, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. It say, but they made the images of the abominations and of the detestable things therein. Therefore have I set it far from them. And I will give it into the hands of the strangers for a prey, and to the wicked of the earth for a spoil. Who is the wicked? Esau, Edom. And they shall pollute it. My face will I turn also from them, and they shall pollute my secret place, Israel, Jerusalem, for the robbers shall enter into it and defile it. Right? Verse 24, wherefore I will bring the worst of the heathen, and they shall possess their houses. I will also make the pomp of the strong to cease, and their holy places shall be defiled, man. So who's doing this? Um, Let me get this before I forget it. In Isaiah 47 and 6, it reads this. Remember, it said Jerusalem, right? Israel. The word Hebrew right here, it said what? Ancient people. This is Isaiah 47 and 6. I was wroth with my people. I have polluted my inheritance and given them into thine hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon who? Upon the ancient. Upon the ancient, the Hebrews, has thou very heavily laid thy yoke. Upon the Hebrew Israelites has thou very heavily laid thy yoke. Hold on. Ezekiel 36. Matter of fact, let's read 35 first. Ezekiel 35 and 10. Because to see this, hey, these scriptures is foolproof, man. And these devils They don't got nothing, man. They don't got nothing. That's why they'll never pull somebody that's teaching the truth and have them in an interview. It'll never happen. Because then it's going to show the world will really know that these ain't the people of the Lord in the land of Israel right now, man. Ezekiel 35 and 10, it reads, because thou hast said, these two nations and these two countries shall be mine, and we will possess it, whereas the Lord was there. And that's when you read Psalm 50, right? When they say, when the Lord say, thou hast done these things and I kept silent. These people, man, killing me. Every time you look up, they got these on the comment board, man. So it say, therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh power, I will even do according to thine anger and according to the envy which thou hast used out of thy hatred against them, and I will make myself known among them when I have judged thee. So these devils, let's get verse 36. This is Ezekiel chapter 36 and 1. Also, thou son of man, prophesy unto the mountains of Israel, and say, ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of Yahweh. Thus saith the Lord power, because the enemy have said against you, aha, even the ancient high places are ours in possession. Right? It say, I want to read the point. In verse 5, it say, therefore thus saith the Lord power, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all Idumea, which have appointed my land into their possession, with the joy of all their heart, with the spiteful mind to cast it out for prey. Right? Now, when you go to Luke 21, prophecies say that Esau, Edom will be in the land of Israel, and they'll be in power when Yahweh shall return. Well, I tell you right here in Luke 21, man. And it's all over the scriptures. But let's deal with Luke 21. And this is Luke 21. I'm going to start at verse 20. It reads, and when you shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is not. This is Yahushua talking to Judah, Benjamin, and Levi before 70 AD happened, man. This is the prophecy of 70 AD happening. It reads, then let them which are in Judea, again it say, verse 20, and when you shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. Then let them which are now at this point, the Babylon captivity already passed by, man. This is 70 AD, man. It say, and when you shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out. And let not them that are in the countries enter thereinto. For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. For there shall be great distress in the land, and wrath upon his people, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword. This is the Messiah speaking. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled, man. So this say, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled, man. So who's in the land of Israel trodden it down? Gentiles, man. When you go to Zechariah 9 and 6, it reads, and a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, and a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, and I will cut off the pride of the Philistines. So who's in Ashdod right now, man? And actually, it's two nations of bastards over there. You got the Palestinians and the Israelis, man. Okay? Over there in that land. They are both bastards, man. So I was and that's what the Lord said this in Hosea 4. I just want to make some points on this before I move on. Prophecy playing not, hey, and this is just a distraction, man. These devils is using Kanye West as a distraction, man. This Hosea 4 and 1. Hear the word of Yahweh, ye children of Israel, for Yahweh have a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because why? There is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of power in the land. Now we know for a fact when you go to Genesis, what's that? Genesis 12. Let me see here. Is it 11? Hold on. Let's see. Bear with me for a second. Now, the scriptures say that Abram, right? What did they call him? Hold on, let me pull it up. Bear with me for a second. Let's get this. Now, we're going to read what the scriptures say. This is Genesis 14 and 13, right? It say, let me read this is Genesis 14, and I'm gonna start at 11. It say, and they took all the goods of Sodom and Gomorrah and all the victuals and went their way. And they took Lot, Abram's brother, son, who dwelt in Sodom, and his goods and departed. This is when Abraham and Lot split up. It say, verse 13, and there came one that had escaped and told Abram the Hebrew, for he dwelt in the plain of Mamre, the Amorite, brother Eshcol, and brother Anar, and these were confederate with Abram. It said Abram the Hebrew, right? So if Abram was a Hebrew, oh, when you go to let me get it here in the blue letter. As a matter of fact, let's get rid of these. Let's get rid of all this. I'll just put it up here real quick. I don't need this no more. Let me pull this blue letter real quick. Bear with me. We'll just get it from here. What is that? Let's go to Genesis 10, right? So let me pull this up. All right, so it's a just dealing with this and make some points. This is for the whole elect, man. They said that these are the generation of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and unto them were sons born after the flood, right? Now, to come out of Ham and Japheth, you don't have nothing to do with being Shemites, right? So let's go down. Now go to the next chapter. So right here, Genesis 10, it say, unto Shem also the father of all the children of Eber, the brother of Japheth, the elder, even to him were children born, right? So it's the children of Shem, Elam and Ashur, Aphaxad, and Lud and Aram, right? These are Shemites, man. These are all Shemites, okay? It said unto Eber. Let's get this real quick, which is Eber is let's say I bar. Let's get it. Now this say Eber, the name of two patriarchs and four Israelites, right? So hold on. And you go back up here to this. Let's get this. History. Let me see. Right here. Okay. Bear with me.
Strong's H 5674. Aver. Aver.
Look is our bar. Let me go back. Let me get this. Hold on. All right, so let me get this here. Hold on. Bear with me. Let me get Genesis 14 real quick. See right here? This is what I was looking for. So when you look at Eber, right? So this word here, it's an Eberite, i.e. Hebrew, or descendant of Eber, Hebrew, right? So that's what I was looking for. Let me go back. Hebrew, one from beyond, meaning ancient, right? It's a destination of the patriarch and the Israelites. So hold on, let's go back to this. So here's the word. See, region beyond, right? Go back. So here's Eber or Heber, the region beyond, sons of Salah, great grandson of Shem, father Peleg. So it's a 5676 Eber, right? Eber. So when you go to Genesis, which I just went into, 14 and 13, and go to the word Hebrew, which is said Abram the Hebrew, right? So this word here for Hebrew goes back. Let's play this. As a matter of fact, let's get this first.
Strong's H 5677. Aver.
See, it's saying the
Aver.
same thing. You see, it said it's showing you the same thing. Same thing it showed when I went to Eber. You see, it's saying the same thing, man. I bar,
Strong's H 5680. Ivri. Ivri.
which is the same thing, man. Okay, or descendant of Eber, Hebrew. So, if Abraham is a Hebrew, then what was Ishmael, the first son? Was he not a Hebrew Ishmaelite? Does that not make him Shem, a Shemite? What was Isaac? What about Esau and Jacob? Is not they Hebrew Edomites? Yeah, they is. What about the Moabites? What about them, man? What is that? What is that? Genesis. Hold on. That Genesis 12. Oh, let me see. No, hold on. Maybe 13. You know what? 14. Hold on. Salakia. I think it is. Hold on. Let me type this into my phone. Bear with me for a second. I want to find this real quick. Looking for. Okay. Way back. So let's get this. It's Genesis 19 and 26, right? About Lot. Let me go to this. So let me see. Cause these are Shemites, man. So right here, it say Lot is debased, right? It said Lot went out of Zoar and dwelt in the mountain. This is Genesis 19 and 30. And his two daughters with him, for he feared to dwell in Zoar, and he dwelt in a cave, he and his two daughters. And the firstborn said unto the younger, our father is old, and there is not a man in the earth to come in unto us after the manner of all the earth. They thought everybody was dead, right? After the Lord destroyed those 5 cities. It say, come, let us make our father drink wine, and we will lie with him that we may preserve seed of our father. And they made their father drink wine that night. And the firstborn went in and lay with her father, and he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose. These are some wicked daughters right here, I tell you. And it came to pass on the morrow that the firstborn said unto the younger, behold, I lay yesternight with my father. Let us make him drink wine this night also, and go thy in and lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father. And they made their father drink wine that night also. And the younger rose and lay with him, and he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose. Thus were both the daughters of Lot with child by their father. And the firstborn bare a son, and called his name Moab. The same is the father of the Moabites unto this day. And the younger, she also bare a son, and called his name Benami. The same is the father of the children of Ammon unto this day. So, who is this? Who is these Moabites and Ammonites right here? They Shemites too, man. But the only ones is complaining is Esau Edom, the Hebrew Edomites, man. Why? Because their lot is this, and they destroying it, man. Because after this, it's over, man. See, these devils is hurt this truth, man. Because, like I said in the article, the master plan of the illuminated Rothschilds, they want their birthright back, which they can't have because it was never theirs in the beginning. It wasn't theirs anyway. And to tell you that Esau despised his birthright, right? So I just want to make points, man. Going back to Genesis 10, these are all Shemites, man. These are all Shemite tribes, Shemite nations, man. Whether you can accept it or not. The children of Shem, Elam, and the Shur, Arphaxad, and Lud, and Aram, man. But the Lord chose the lineage, okay, through Arphaxad, man, all the way down to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. Okay, to King David. So these are all Shemites, man. So how can you say, and you devils dropped them bombs, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, on Bosnia and Yugoslavia, you dropped them bombs on. Is that not anti-Semitism, man? Hey, these devils are hypocrites. Let me close with this. That's why I say in Job 20, these devils are hypocrites, man. These Edomites are hypocrites for real, man. This is Job 24. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon the earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Hold on. Let me look this word wicked up right here.
Strong's H 7563. Rasha. Rasha.
Wicked, criminal, guilty one. One guilt of crime. Hey, and what's the word crime? Hey, what's the word crime come from? Crimson. Red, man. Red. Crimson. You Edomites. Wicked. It's a wicked guilty of sin against God or man. It's not these devils against the Lord. Everything that the Lord has set up in the earth, these devils are against it. That's 2 Thessalonians 2 and 4, man. Right? It said, who opposeth and exalted himself above the Lord. Right? Let's get there as a matter of fact. Let me see so. Wicked man. So let's get this. 2 Thessalonians. Right? It say, even him, 2 Thessalonians 2 and 9, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders, with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they may be saved. Right? When you go up to verse 4, I want it say, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Who is this? Esau Edom, the so-called white man. Because there is no Chinese Jesus, there's no Japanese Jesus, there's no Arab Jesus, there's no Iranian Jesus, there's no African Jesus, there's only a so-called white Jesus, man. So who opposes him exalting himself above all that is called God or that is worship, so so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, which is what's the temple of God? They call it today religion, these churches, starting with the Roman Catholic Church, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. But guess what the Lord say? The temple of God is his people. The temple of Yahweh is his people. It's not physical buildings. So this is how this devil is deceived, man. But the world believe that these people, like these are the people of the Lord, man. So anyway, Lord was edifying. Gotta give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Rikah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elder bishops and elders of great millstone who well, who teach well, while the apostles and elders of all of Israel already accepted or not. In the sincere salutation to all the Akim pushing this truth and believing this truth. But the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hopeful elect. And shalom to that wealth who are listening learning. If your sisters who are listening learning, Lord was edifying today. Tell them I say shalom. Wa ball. All, all could tell. Peoples of the book, man. Ishmael know it. Edom know it. Hey, Elam even know it, man. Elam came up to camp and told us after he said his great grandfather or his grandfather told them that Negro, Latinos, Native Americans are the Hebrew Israelites, man. And they told them stories about this when they were young, man. That's what the guy came to camp and told us, man. Like we always say, it's just Jake that don't know, man. But it's okay. The hopeful elect know. So, hey, again, through opportunity in, may Yahweh Shema Shah continue to bless you in your houses. Stay prayed up, man. Because these devils is ready to roll, man. These devils is pissed off. Hey, and the Lord say, shake the hand at them that they may go into the gates of the nobles, man. Let me get this. Let me read this. Let me read this. In Isaiah 19. Hey, listen, man. We supposed to piss these devils off, man. We supposed to piss these devils off so bad it's gonna force them to move, man. This is Isaiah 19 and 16. It reads, in that day shall Egypt be like unto women. Why? And it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand, Isaiah 13 and 2, of the Lord of hosts, which he shaketh over it, man. In the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt. Everyone that maketh mention thereof shall be afraid in himself because of the counsel of the Lord of hosts, which he had determined against it. Listen, man, we supposed to push this truth hot and heavy, piss these devils off, man, to make them force their hand so the Lord can magnify his power, man. Oh, I gotta read this now. Salakia. In Ezekiel 37, right? No, Ezekiel 39. It reads this. Let's get it. Ezekiel 39. Hey, this truth gotta piss these devils off to the point it's gonna force them to move, man. This is what we need to be doing. Like what Malcolm X say, by any means necessary. This is Ezekiel 39 and 7. So will I make my holy name known in the midst of my people Israel, and I will not let them pollute my holy name anymore. And the heathen shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh, the Holy One of Israel, man. Hot and heavy, man. Hot and heavy. This is what we're supposed to be doing, man. The heathens forcing them to move, man. which is the Lord, but we need to be pushing this. Hey, all hands on, man. So you Jakes out there, man. Hey, let's get it, man. We need to push these devils, piss these devils off to force them to move, man. So Yahweh Shema Shah can show that power, man. Shalom, wah, ba, ba, ba.